All right, then. In this episode of Beyond the Covers, we're going to be going into Marvel Comics number 37. Awesome, awesome cover, obviously. But we're going to be going inside this bad boy. Golden Age treat. And X-Men number 3. First appearance of the Blob, one of my favorite X-Men books. And because we're only going to be doing 2 books, even though those are both monsters to go through, I'm just going to be showing you a couple other quick things from other books. A couple covers, a couple panels from just a couple modern books I've been reading that I thought were kind of fun to look at. And that's what we're going to be doing, all right? I'm in my new place here. I'm happy about it. It's chill, man. Little treehouse for me up here, basically. Little California treehouse. And I'm ready to go through these comics. I've been reorganizing a lot of books that I haven't seen in a while. Things like this. Popeye and his Papa. Love it, man. Feature books number 5 is what this is. Oh boy. Adventure Comics number 420. Yeah. Interesting the way that hand is just happens to be lying that way. And wow, what is that above her head? Major artillery. Or something, huh? Captain America 338. Oh yeah, I wasn't particularly impressed with the story here, even though it did have a Falcon. I was expecting more. But what happened here at the end, it was like a normal comic, and then all of a sudden Cap goes crazy. Beats the shit out of this guy. All of a sudden, just look at him here. I couldn't believe it. The comic was so mundane. And then all of a sudden, just here on the last 2 panels, it went from 0 to 100 miles an hour in 2 pages, you know? Cap just beats the shit out of this guy and kills him by pounding his face with his bare fist. Look at that bloody fist. Pounding his face in, and the Falcon comes up here, but it's too late to try to see what's happening. This is the bad guy that they're supposed to capture instead. Cap's rage ends up showing its ugly face. Batman 496. Okay, so we got a cool Joker cover. And it was pretty meh as well. But there's just these 2 pages here where he just, again, beats the crap out of, in this case, the Joker. I love this one right here where he just bitch slaps him. Look at that. Swag. Finishes off with 1 uppercut. Anyways, I thought that was cool, just to show you a few panels instead of the entire interior. I should be saying Marvel Mystery Comics, because that's what it was called at this point, but it went through a short period where it was also called Marvel Comics, and then my favorite, X-Men number 3. Let's get to it, let's frickin' get to it! Alright, so here it all starts with Marvel Mystery Comics. Number 37. Don't want to spend too much time on the cover, but it is what originally got me to buy this book. So I can't skip over it. It's too amazing, man. Hitler up on there, getting almost hit by the torch, and Subby coming in from underneath, saving these guys, these poor fellows over here, from getting shot up by the firing squad. Alright, let's take a look inside here. This timely publication from World War II. World War II era covers. Oh, did you hear that? Sticking. She's sticking. Just look on the other side here to make sure. Yeah, we're good. Interesting ad here on the inside of the front cover. A special message to the boys and girls of America from Henry Morgenthau Jr., Secretary of the Treasury at this point in time, which was 1942. It gives you such an idea for what was going on at the time that this was published, man. This is some World War II stuff. Secretary of the Treasury, publishing this in a children's magazine, Boys and Girls of America. So buy them defense stamps, children. Huh? Isn't that crazy? And just to show how patriotic they are, this space is donated by the publishers of this magazine in the interest of national defense and victory. How cool is that, man? How cool is that? For victory by United States Savings Bonds and Stamps. Oh, I get a tingle up and down my spine. But as usual, the Torch is coming in to try to save Toro. You got to remember, guys, this is the Golden Age, 1942. So we're not talking about the Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm Human Torch of the Silver Age. We're talking about the Golden Age Human Torch. And this is what he looks like right here. Golden Age Human Torch. Along with Toro right here. I like this little newspaper boy selling his extra flickering fireballs. Toro, let's get a paper. I like that. It's not even an attempt at realistic drawing. It's a caricature. That's what it is, right? And I love it. That is the comic genre shining through here, along with this panel where they're accentuating his belly. Yep. I love this stuff, man. This is just a gangster story. Human Torch and Toro. Basically solving a crime here, almost the way you'd expect a Batman type plot to go. More of a detective plot than a superhero plot, but there is plenty of fighting, as you can see here. And how do you defeat the Human Torch? Well, just about every single time, if you read enough of these stories, you'll realize it's either asbestos or chemicals, or water sometimes. And here it's chemicals. See, they're spraying them. Oh no, defeated by the chemicals. Daunting, huh? What the themes in this story can tell us about the times. You know? It's almost like reading a visual editorial with some of these creators on what they thought about what was going on. You'll find political references all over the place. And during this World War II era stuff, of course, they're being careful about what they say, but then you get stuff like this. This is the first panel of the Submariner story, now that we're done with the Human Torch story. Holy smokes, right, guys? God damn. If only that was a cover. The Copper Plague. I forgot about this story. Wow. Look at these Nazi. Talk about something that reminds you of the times. Look at those underwater diving helmets. Incredible. Me likey. Look at this guy right here. Look at this bad Nazi boy. See, I love these World War II comics, man. The villains are more often than not Nazis, which just makes it so... Reading it in 2015, you know, look, they're showing... Can you imagine they're showing the kids Submariner, the American defender, or ally at least, defeating the Nazi and making him look foolish. It is always a bonus from me if you get some Hitler reference, pictures, or appearances of some sort in a Golden Age comic, and we have that right here. Look at him, man. See? He's getting mad at his subordinate here. Getting ridiculous, basically. And his subordinate is saying, "Yes, mein Führer." I'm not deaf, but he doesn't want to say that out loud because they are letting the children of America know that Hitler is a tyrant who must be dealt with. Jawohl, mein Führer. And this is serious stuff, man. During World War II, you know, I'm kind of like lightheartedly going through it right now, but if you think about it, during World War II, they're making reference to very serious issues, and they're not hiding it from the kids. They want them to know about World War II so that they get the full support from the bottom, so to speak, the youth, all the way up to the top, the elderly population, for entering World War II and investing in what it will cost to beat the Germans and the Japanese. Here Submariner is trying to strike a deal with the Nazis because he's captured. He's not quite as powerful in the Golden Age as he becomes later on. Submariner looks like just everything about him is a V, very angular. His eyebrows, V. His chin, V. Even his mouth, more of a V than it should be. His nose, very angular. His ears, hello. It's like Spock times 1,000, man. Pointy as hell. And he became less and less like that later on, but he does definitely still keep some of those characteristics. Then we got a Jimmy Jupiter story here about ghosts. A white kid talking to a black kid, if you'll notice. Interesting. Always interesting. I'm referring to the races here because it's not a small deal to have something that it is not about white middle class or white upper class America in a comic book back then. So I'm always interested whenever I see any other race, but honestly, in a comic book, especially from the Golden Age. The Patriot, a kind of lame character, but very popular back then. Very popular. Support the war, kids. USO funds is a theme in this story. Buy war stamps and bonds. Look, there's even a little monkey up on top telling you that, along with all the characters in this story, or in this comic book. See, they put all of them together like for an encore. Forgot about the Vision. Not the Vision you're thinking of from the Silver Age, boys and girls. This is again a different character from the Golden Age with the same name. Here he is, just give you a better look at the Golden Age Vision. Oh wow, I forgot about this. See how many stories you get in the Golden Age, guys? It's crazy. They're all short, but you get a lot of variety. Terry Vance, the schoolboy sleuth. Little monkey seems to be making a lot of appearances here in this book. There he is again. Jesus. I don't know what's up with this little monkey. There's another story, The Angel. Also a popular character if you're not familiar with Golden Age books. A lot of Angel stories and appearances. So it's kind of like a mystical type story. Look at him in all his glory. There he is there, a World War II appearance of Captain America, which I always relish. Terry Toons there on the right. I like Terry Toons because they had Mighty Mouse stuff. Back cover. Flip her over here. And I'll slip it back into the Mylar, and we'll take a look at X-Men number 3. But I love that Golden Age stuff, man. First appearance of one of my favorite X-Men villains, that Blob. Of course, as in just about every early Silver Age X-Men, starts with Professor Xavier giving sharp instructions. His X-Men in the Danger Room training. I like how they depict this, talking about Professor Xavier here. Then there in the Silent Chamber, the most gifted of all X-Men sends his uncanny thought probe out over the countryside, blanketing the area with invisible telepathic eyes. And they actually draw. Kirby actually draws eyes here. I love that. Wow, that's weird. I had forgotten about that. It doesn't look like the Beast. I mean, his feet do, but it's just kind of a weird thing for Beast to do, huh? But then again, it's X-Men number 3, and look at Cyclops. He's looking a little special, too. First appearance of the Blob, right here. There he is in the red vampire cape-looking thing. He's a performer in the Freak Show. They're showing here how he is truly immovable. Immovable and can't even be shot. Here's the final display that really gets him going. Those bullets just bounce off him, as you can see in this brilliant Kirby depiction. And now Cyclops, having seen the show, is kind of interested in this character, the Blob. Thinks maybe this guy's a mutant. That was a pretty impressive show. And the Blob's uninterested in talking to Cyclops until Marvel Girl comes in. Tries to hit on her, but Cyclops will have none of that. And you can see, that looks like Kraven there, doesn't it, on the left? I'm not sure if that's an official appearance of Kraven, but it sure looks like him. I love early Iceman panels. There's this whole period in the beginning where they try to get the Blob to join the X-Men even, I think, is what happens. He doesn't want to, then he doesn't want to, then they realize he's evil, and all this stuff happens. Basically, they just end up fighting, because that's what everybody wants anyways, right? Because they've been unable to defeat him so far, but Professor Xavier, using his thoughts, is able to defeat him. My will is yours. He's basically saying, you're not going to remember us, and you're going to fuck off, Mr. Blob. And Mr. Blob does exactly that, and goes back to his carnival life. And it's a nice happy ending. Yay! That was another pretty fun episode of Beyond the Covers from me, guys. There are some good ones here, as you can see. I love this X-Men number 3. Keep reading them comics. Keep telling us why you love them. And I'll keep doing the same. Later on, guys. Later on.